What is up, guys? I decided to take the plunge and do my valve cover gasket on this thing. I looked and couldn't find any reference on how to do this other than a couple of part sites. So granted, that comes, I guess, with the rarity of the vehicle. But it makes it a pain in the ass for us guys who work on the cars ourselves. So anyway, every time I start a project like this that I know it's going to be a little iffy, I look for the absolute worst bolt to do. And the worst bolt to do on this guy is right in here. If you can see it. It's over here, underneath this harness. You can see the head of it right there. Anyway, I always look for that, and I try to do that before I do anything else, because if I can't do that, then likely I'm not going to be able to do anything else. I'm not going to be able to get the thing off, right? So that's what I'm doing right now. So hopefully, cross fingers, this thing comes off. You'll find out in a couple of minutes, I guess. All right, so I got the damn thing off, which is pretty cool. It wasn't that bad. It's definitely easier than I thought it would be. I think the tricky part is going to be putting it back on and getting those bolts where they need to be, and getting the Toyota FGP in the corners as they were, so it doesn't leak out the corners. And yeah, she looks pretty good under there, so I'm quite impressed, quite happy. I'll keep you guys posted, but that's what she looks like without the valve cover. She came off, and like I said, the worst bolt was this guy down here. So stay tuned. The dirty valve cover, I'm gonna clean it up real nice. Be very careful with it, and I'm probably not going to paint it. I'm just going to make it nice, possibly put a coat of clear coat just on the edges, and yeah, go from there. The gaskets at the bottom are totally dried out, as you can see. They are hard as a rock. So yeah, here goes to cleaning this thing up. So the valve cover's all cleaned up. It's really nice inside, and I'm not going to do much to the outer. I'm not going to paint it. I'm not going to clear coat it. I cleaned it up pretty good. I'm just going to give it a shot of an oily base spray, so it just keeps the corrosion out. That's usually what I do with the valve covers when I do this sorts of things with them. So gasket, inner gasket. Yes, so I'm going to put those babies in. Then I'm going to apply the Toyota FGP on the corners, let it sit for 5-10, and then install this thing back in there. So make sure you stay tuned. So I'm ready to put the valve cover back on. I just put the Toyota FGIP on, as you can see in the corners there. This side was a more generous amount. I might have to clear it just a bit so the cam doesn't hit it. Not that it would overly matter because it's just silicone. Doesn't look like it's gonna. So we're good. If you own a Toyota, you must own Toyota FGIP. That's just no ifs, ands, or buts. This stuff is like magic. It's amazing. And jobs like this call for it anyway. So it's this stuff right here. It's like 15 bucks, and it'll save your ass more times than one. And I think it's better. It's the best silicone product on the market. I wouldn't even call it silicone, but that's kind of what it is. So I'm gonna go put this on, and I'll show you guys when it's done. All right, guys, she is in. Took a little finicking around and lining up the bolt holes, but she's in. It is key that you do not over torque the bolts because they will strip the aluminum head or break. I've heard of it happening to people on both ends. So the key to this takeoff and installation, I guess you want to call it, is a swivel socket with a 10 mil about that long to get at that bolt in there. And then you need a 10 mil wrench to get at that bolt right there. And the torque specs, I believe, on these, don't quote me, make sure always that you check yourself, but I'm pretty sure it's 21 inches square, or square inches, something like that, Newton meters, I don't know. It's not foot pounds, that's all I know. And I don't have the appropriate torque wrench for that. So check the torque specs. If you don't have a torque wrench for that small of torque, I believe the spark plugs are the same torque, and what I do with spark plugs is I just go till they're hand tight, and then I do a quarter turn, and that's what I did with all these. And it seems like it's pretty tight right back to where it was. So now I'm going to clean up the plugs, like the wire loom here and there, and I'm going to start putting it back together. So I'll show you when she's all complete. Alright, so I'm almost done cleaning up the car. I checked the timing belt. Timing belt's awesome, so that makes me happy. I'm cleaning up the wires. As you can see, that's what they look like now. And I'm just putting the wire plastics over it with, I can't think of words today. I'm on a one-track mind, so excuse that. But I'm getting shit done. That's the bottom line. I'm cleaning up the wires. Check the timing belt. It's all good. And I may do the IAVC today as well too. Not too sure, but it looks a hell of a lot nicer down here. I can't wait for no oil leaks, cross fingers. And all this to be cleaned up, even though the red cover is going to be on. And then today, I'm going to buy a TRD air filter for it. One popped up on Kijiji for 80 bucks or something like that, and I offered the guy 60, I think, and he's okay with that. So I'm going to go grab that for a TRD filter for this thing and go from there. Run her how she is for the rest of the summer. Wait till the Supra's all done and think of what I can do to this thing next. So I think that will conclude the video for now. Everything's pretty much done. So as always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Excuse my lack of speaking, I guess, if you will. I get like this. I get a one-track mind, and then I just, that's what I concentrate on. So that was obviously me today. But yeah, as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Give you some insight on the BEAMS engine. There's not a lot of videos or sources for maintaining these engines. So at least I couldn't find any. I found very, very little. So as always, please give the video a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. All right, peace.